Kingdom Hearts 3 is fastly approaching us. It is coming out in 1 week, everyone, and I'm super excited for it. So I thought for this video, I would do a whole retrospect, kind of like how the Kingdom Hearts series has affected me as a whole, starting from the very beginning when the first game came out. I'm not really going to go too much in detail about the games themselves. I'm just going to go into the whole, how I felt and like my experience with the whole Kingdom Hearts series as a whole thus far. So, hello everyone, hello everyone, Kingdom Kid here, and this is going to be my how the Kingdom Hearts series kind of affected me type thing. So, without further ado, how about we get started? So back in 2002 was when the first Kingdom Hearts game came out, September 17th, 2002. I was, oh boy, how old was I back then? I was 9 years old. I was going to turn 9 that year, and I did not know. So I was 8 years old when the game came out, and I remember a few things. I think my first time ever seeing like a trailer for it. I had a VHS tape of Digimon Tamers, the third season of Digimon, Digital Monsters, that had like the first 5 episodes or first 3 episodes on that tape, and I remember a Kingdom Hearts trailer was on that tape. Now this is like the first time I've ever, because I'm 8 years old. I'm not really, this is back when we still had dial-up on computers, so like if you were on the computer you couldn't be on the phone type thing. And I wasn't like, I had a PlayStation because I was playing Spyro and all this such, and I had a PlayStation 2, and I saw this, and I'll be honest, it didn't catch my interest right away. It did not catch my interest right away. I didn't think too much of it. I was like, okay, that's a thing. I like Disney. I don't know what... I didn't know too much about Final Fantasy. I saw some of my friends play it, and I played a little bit of it, but like, I didn't know too much about Final Fantasy. So I was like, okay, this is whatever, I suppose. I'm not really interested in it. So my friend picked it up, and I played it with him, and I fell in love with it. So basically, when I got home from my friend's place, I begged my parents, like, Mom, Dad, can you please pick up this game for me? I really want to play this game. So they eventually did pick it up for me. I think it was like maybe a birthday present, because my birthday wasn't that far away from November. Is not that far away from September. So I was like, okay. So that might have been like around either a birthday or a Christmas present for me. But either way, I got the game and I felt instantly in love with it. I beat the game and I was like super ready for the next one. I also remember seeing like the old Disney 411s or the Disney 365s or whatever they were called back then. They had one of Kingdom Hearts 1 as well, and I was super excited. Like that came up and I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I remember that. So yeah, I never really back then, and then afterwards I was like, I didn't really think about like using the internet to look up anything Kingdom Hearts related or anything video game related. I just played the game. I'm like, cool, I wonder if there'll be a new one. Then fast forward like probably a few months later is December of 2004 when Chain of Memories got announced for the Game Boy Advance. Now, I remember seeing a few commercials for this on TV. Luckily, I already had a Game Boy. I'm like, oh, hey, another Kingdom Hearts game. So I'll definitely pick that up. And I think for sure this one was a Christmas present because December 7th. So actually, it was a Christmas present. I remember because I found it where my parents hid it, and I was like, hey, I found it, yay! So I'm like, so I got to play it, and I fell instantly in love with it, like very shortly, and yeah, I loved it. So got to pick it up and play it. So I loved it, and Chain of Memories is still one of my favorite ones, whether it's the Game Boy, the original Game Boy one, or the PlayStation 2, 3, or 4 one. I still am in love with this game. Then a few months later, now this is where I started learning to use the internet. So this is, let's see, that was like December of 2004 was when Chain of Memories came out. So that took like 2 years to come out for us. So this is 2 years later. I'm a little bit older. I'm now like around, I'm 11. I'm 11 years old, so now I'm getting a little smart. I'm like, okay, how about I just use the computer to look up stuff? This is where I found the website kh2.co.uk, was when I'm learning about Kingdom Hearts 2, because I'm like, how Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories ended. I was like, okay, I need to know more about Kingdom Hearts. I need to, there has to be another game coming out. So this is where I found kh2.co.uk. And then I remember, not that long ago, after Kingdom Hearts, actually, not that long ago. What am I talking about? It took quite a year. It took a little under 2 years, a little over a year or two for Kingdom Hearts 2 to come out for us. But I remember, watching stuff. Again, I saw stuff on Disney 365, Disney 411, whatever it was called. Seeing trailers. I remember the old trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2, where it had Sora, Donald, and Goofy in Hollow Bastion during one of the scenes that's only in Kingdom Hearts 1, fighting some Heartless, and then Sora jumps and he's going to attack a guy in an organization coat. The blonde-haired kid, Roxas being referred to as blonde-haired kid, and like how he summoned 2 Keyblades at that time, like that blew my mind. And then I remember that trailer ending with Donald like pointing at himself, and then Sora just drags him off screen and Goofy like follows him waving. I remember that trailer, but for the life of me, I cannot find that trailer. If anyone knows where you can find that trailer, please let me know, or link to it in the comments, please. I would love to see that. So then March of 2006. Now again, this is like, let's see, I'm gonna turn 13. I'm going to turn 13 this year, so I'm 12 years old. I remember my dad was I lived in a town that the closest place to like where I could buy a video game was like roughly an hour and a half away, like 80 some miles or 70 some miles, like that. It all depends on how fast you're driving. So my dad was in one of those towns, so I'm like, so before he left, I'm like, Dad, can you please pick this game up for me? Can you please pick this game up for me? And I remember I'm sitting at our computer, and my dad comes in, and he's like, all right, I have something behind your back, but you gotta guess what hand it is. So I was like, it's your left hand. And he's like, here you go. And he handed me the game, and I'm like, I fell instantly in love with Kingdom Hearts 2. Now here's where the things get a little odd, because I think, I don't remember if I really read too much about the final mix stuff, but then when I played Kingdom Hearts 2, during like one of the early segments when Sora's getting his memory back, you see a segment where he meets Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 1, and I'm like, that didn't happen for me. What is this? Like, what's this? So then I looked it up, and I'm like, final mix, like, what? Is there a way for me to get it? It's like, no, it's only Japan exclusive. I'm like, well, that sucks. So this is when I learned about final mix. And I'm like, okay, well, this is unfortunate. So, a few years go by, and, and then Re-Chain of Memories, I heard, gets announced. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, it's Chain of Memories, except on the, PS2, which is awesome. And I was like, okay, so that came out in 2008. That came out in 2008 for North America, and unfortunately never came out in Europe. But I remember the whole package deal with Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, that being the thing in Japan. That came out. It took us over a year to get Re-Chain of Memories. And I remember I would always see like the cutscenes on YouTube and such, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks great. And I remember my cousin actually had it first, so he came up and we played a little bit at first before he went, and then I played it, and then I was able to pick it up myself. So I was like, awesome. And then I still love Chain of Memories. I love the battle system of Chain of Memories. It's really good. All right, so then years and years go by. I heard of Coded. Well, maybe not years and years, but like I heard of Coded being like a phone only game. I'm like, okay, it's whatever. I've read like the important things. I think around this time I learned about KH13 and like other Kingdom Hearts sites. So I'm like, okay, this is nice. So I did that, and then I heard about Coded, and then I saw the poster where it had the three things. It had 358 over 2 days, Birth by Sleep, and Coded on like the artwork there. So then 2009 came for us. September 29th, 2009. A little over a little over 7 years after the release of Kingdom Hearts 2, or Kingdom Hearts 1, excuse me. So 358 over 2 days for the DS. Now I think I already had a DS for the. Yeah, I already had a DS because they announced a Pokemon game for the DS, and I got that first. So I'm like, okay, so I got a DS of 358 over 2 days. Then so yeah, I played 358 over 2 days, and definitely being a lot different than the other Kingdom Hearts games I've played in the past, where you play as Roxas, and you know, it was a good game. And I thought it was a good game at the time. I'm like, okay, this is good. And yeah, I had a blast. Then comes Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep for the PSP. I remember this. I remember I bought my own PSP. This is the first time I ever really bought my own video game. I don't want to say console, but video game hardware. This is the first time I ever bought it, and I was able to buy that. I remember buying it with my aunt and my cousins. We were in a Walmart, and I picked up a PSP, and I also picked up Dante's Inferno for the PSP as well, because I'm like, well, I want to get a game with it, so I got that. And I remember playing Birth by Sleep when it came out, and I fell in love with it. Birth by Sleep is probably, like, I love all the Kingdom Hearts games, and they're all amazing. So Birth by Sleep came, and I remember playing that not non-stopishly. So I just fell in love with it so much. Then came Kingdom Hearts Recoded. I remember this fondly. This is in 2011. I'm about to graduate high school. So I'm, let's see, 2011 was like 8 years ago. So I'm 17. Okay, yes, I was 17. I was about to turn 8. I was going to turn 18 that year, so I was 17. I remember I ordered this game on Amazon with my through my dad's Amazon, and I remember I'm in study hall. I'm not really study hall, but it was like an online class that I had to take with my 2 other classmates, and we were in the library. We already had our shit done, so we're just sitting there kind of goofing around, and then my mom comes with the package in her hand, and she's like, here you go, like, here, you just have it right now, you'll be out in like an hour or so just here you go. So I opened it, and there it was. Like, I love Recoded. I honestly think Recoded is probably the best DS game of Kingdom Hearts. Not that, I mean, it's either that or 358 over 2 days, but I really loved Recoded's gameplay more than 358 over 2 days. So I played it, and I loved it. Like, so I just really loved it. So after a while, we get the announcement of Dream Drop Distance. I'm like, oh my god, that's like for the 3DS. So I'm like, okay, I need to get a 3DS. I remember going to a GameStop. I traded in my old DS along with nope. I just traded in my DS, and I had to trade in a charger as well. And he was like, here you go. And he's like, here, you can also get a game too. So I got a game. So I'm like, yay, I got my game. I got it. I'm good. So it's not until July 31st, 2012, which is odd. This is the first Kingdom Hearts game where North America was the last one to get the game. Japan got it in March. Europe got on the 20th of July. And then Australia got on the 26th. And we got on the 31st. So this is a little odd that North America was like the last one to get, but fine. I remember I am 18. I was working at a summer camp, and you know, I'm like, okay, well, I won't be able to like get until August. Luckily my parents were coming up to the town that we lived close by, and I was able to call and be like, hey, could you drop this off at my uncle's place, because he lived in that town. So they did, and I drove down there, and I talked to my uncle and grabbed Like, they had a few things for me too, not just like, they weren't just like, okay, well, we'll just have you just this. Like, no, they had me other stuff too. I think I had like I need like more clothes or something. So I'm like, hey, can you guys give me like a few more clothes? So they did that. Along with that, they brought me, I don't think I had my 3DS with me, but I think I asked them to bring it with them. So then I ordered like the special edition of Dream Drop Distance. I remember I ordered it from Amazon, and I went to my uncle's place, talked to him for a bit before I left, and then I went back to the camp, and I played through the first bit of Dream Drop Distance, and then I don't think I really played that much until afterwards, because I'm like, okay. Well, luckily, it's the weekend, so we could have left. Like, we weren't doing anything certain weekends, so it's like, here you go. So I did that. So now I'm learning more. So then you get that secret message in Dream Drop Distance where, like, prepare for the rebirth of the number. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's like, remember, like, here it is. So then we get the announcement of 1.5H of the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 remix, which is going to include Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, the first time that this comes out outside of Japan. And I remember that. I'm like, oh my god. So I remember I was in college and I was like, okay, I'm going to pick this up. I pre-ordered it at GameStop and I went and picked it up. I remember I picked it up, I went to Sonic, and then I went through a drive-thru. I remember it so vividly. But I also remember that the E3 before this game came out was when we got our first announcement of Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember that because I was on a plane. No, I wasn't on the plane. I was at a connecting flight. So, or no, I was at an airport after my first flight, and we missed our connecting flight because our flight got delayed like 3 times. So I was in the airport, I was checking through my phone, and I went to KH13's website, and I saw that Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced. I'm like, what? I remember years ago, I think this was like, it was either when I was in, I think it was in 2006, or whenever probably like a year after, Kingdom Hearts, 2006. This is like a year after Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. Or not a year, because Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2006 in North America, right? Yeah. So this is like probably... I just remember, Disney had these old Disney Adventure magazines that there. I'm like, okay. And I remember there was an interview. I still have the cutout part. Like, someone interviewed, I don't know if it's Tetsuya Nomura. Like, they were asking, hey, so Kingdom Hearts 2 came out and it's a big thing. What about Kingdom Hearts 3? And I remember the answer being like, well, we're working on a lot of things right now. And we're definitely excited to see the next Kingdom Hearts. Definitely excited to show you the next Kingdom Hearts style. Just not sure if it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember that. So then 1.5 came out and I played it. Let's played it. This was like probably a year after I started doing Let's Plays, or maybe a few years after I started doing Let's Plays. And then came Kingdom Hearts Key, not the web browser version of Kingdom Hearts 1, of Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, okay. I believe like it was a few weeks after it came out. Tetsuya Nomura was like, yeah, no, this is actually canon. Like, this is important shit, you need to know. And everyone's like, but it's only in Japan. It's only in Japan. How is this going to be important if it's only in Japan? So that was unfortunate. Then Kingdom Hearts 2.5 came out. Again, I remember pre-ordering this, picking up. This is in 2014. I'm in college. I'm actually going to graduate this following May in college. So in the May of 2015, I'm about to graduate. So I'm like, this is it. And then in 2015, April of 2015, not 15, that's in Japan. April 7th, 2016 was when North America finally got Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Or not Union, well, it's called Union Cross right now, but it was Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. And I'll be honest, I still play the hell out of this game. I love the mobile version of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So I'm super excited for that. And then, okay, we got 1.5 and 2.5. we got them on the PS3. 2.5 is definitely the worst Kingdom Hearts games, I would say, because of the load times with either when you're summoning or going into your drives. They're definitely the worst. So, all right, we got 1.5 and 2.5. Okay. So then here comes interviews. Be like, so the only game that you haven't really re-released is Dream Drop Distance. And Nomura's like, well, I don't want to do it just by itself. And he didn't. He released 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue in 2017. January 24th, 2017. It's going to be 2 years since that game came out in a few days here. So this is where we finally... And this was for the PS4 exclusively. And this is where we learned a little bit about the 0.2 fragmentary passage, which was teased in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix. And then we also learned a little bit about back cover with the foretellers from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And so people were like super excited that the next game it was going to be Kingdom Hearts 3, and it is. It is going to be Kingdom Hearts 3. And of course, they then announced that Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and the 2.5 HD remix will be bundled together and coming out together on the PS4, and that was on March 28th, 2017. A little bit, that's I think that was like 11 years after the that's 11 years after the release of Kingdom Hearts 2. So so there's that. So guys, with Kingdom Hearts 3 just around the corner, super excited to play this game. And of course, there's the VR experience that also came out, which is not a big thing, but it's like Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out in just a short few days, and it's just it's super exciting that I'm just super looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are too. And if you guys like this video, I know this is kind of a little bit different than what I've been doing recently with the Kingdom Hearts videos, but if you guys enjoy this video, I would like it if you guys could give it that like button a click. Comment down below what you like about the video, what you didn't like about the video, and let me know how has the Kingdom Hearts series affected your life, because this is definitely probably one of my, if not my biggest favorite video game series out there. It has affected my life so much. Like, I met a few friends because of it. I'm closer to some of my like my cousins and I talk about this a lot, and we are closer with it, and I just enjoy the hell out of this game and series so much. And so yeah, I want to know how has the Kingdom Hearts series kind of affected your guys' life, and let me know how excited you are for Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out in just a week, guys. It's scary to think that it's coming out in a week. Like, it's so scary. But I'm going to say this right now, guys. I'm going to release at least 2 more videos. Probably one probably like the Sunday beforehand. So I'll probably release a video on this channel not that long before, like on the Sunday before Kingdom Hearts 3. And then I'm going to release a video on my other channel, RPG Kingdom Kid, to kind of explain how has Kingdom Hearts Key been for the stuff and such. So look forward to both of those videos. And I'll probably release that video that I release of Kingdom Hearts Key that'll be the Monday before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. So be on the lookout for that. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Kingdom Hearts 3 is shortly approaching us. And if you guys want to watch me Let's Play it, I will definitely be Let's Playing it on my Let's Play channel, RPG Kingdom Kid. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.